Well, good morning once again, fellow model enthusiasts. I've got another little goodie to share with you, model related. And many of you that watch my channel or watch my videos know how much I love Star Trek. And today's video is going to be on a subject of my other passion. That would be the R.M.S. Titanic. Now, I've showed you a couple of models in the past. I've showed you the, I've showed you the lifeboat, the wooden model lifeboat. I've showed you the trumpeter 1/200 scale Titanic model. I showed you the one with the LED. So I've shown you a couple so far. And this one, I actually got a long time ago and I completely forgot about it. This one is from Kitech. And I'm wondering if this is one of the original models that kind of kicked it off with lights and electric motors. Now, I know Lindbergh has been doing models that have been motorized for a while, the Bismarck and the military vehicles. But this actually has the motors for the propellers and LED lights as well to light the ship. And you can see a nice depiction of our beautiful Queen of the Ocean on the box. This appears to be a finished model, or a finished version of the model in the box. The rigging. And it's a really nice representation of the Titanic when it's finished. Let me see. It shows you the length of the model. 380 millimeters by 45 millimeters. 175 pieces. This is in 1/720 scale. You can see, looking at the side, got some information. Let's see, is there a date when this was made? I don't see one yet. It shows you the Kitech website. Interestingly, on the side of the box, it's got some really beautiful pictures of the inside of the ship. Well, of what I perceive to be the inside of the ship. I have no way of verifying if these are actual photographs from inside the Titanic or not. But it shows some very lovely pictures on the side of the box. And on the end, pretty basic. It's on the other end. I think it's the same thing. Yep. And this, I believe this to be kit number 08M-054. Titanic. And on the other side, it's the same thing. Actually, nope, I showed you the same side. Sorry about that. The opposite side shows you some more information, where its origin, and some information on the Titanic herself. Titanic is the largest and most luxurious ship in the world. She was launched on May 31st, 1911. The length is 268 meters. The width is 28 meters and the height is 53.35 meters. The weight is 46,328 tons. She has a high reputation of an unsinkable ship, and on April 10th, 1912, she started her first navigation. On the night of April 14th, she was hit by an iceberg, and after a few hours, she sank into the North Atlantic. The rest shows you different information in different languages. Contains one unassembled model kit and easy-to-follow pictorial directions. Paint and cement required to complete model as pictured on the box. Kit suitable for ages 8 to adult. Scale 1/720. And the rest is in different languages. And at the end, you got some more information. And that's a look at the box. So what we can do now is we'll take it over to the desk and I'll show you all the contents. Okay, so I got the camera on a tripod and I've got it on the desk. And let's go ahead and we're going to show you what's inside. This is a side opening box. So let me try to get it out without making a mess. You know what, I'll just take everything out and put it in front of the box. Anything else? Okay, what else is in there? That's it. And as usual, I'll put up a ton of instructions for you guys. You may have this model. You may even see one online, and if it doesn't have the instructions, you're like, well, I don't want to buy a kit without instructions, but if I have it and it's available, absolutely use my instructions and you'll be all set. So, let's take a look at everything that's in this great kit. Let's start with the instructions. You can see R.M.S. Titanic, kit number 08M054. And the first part shows you the warnings and the safety precautions. And the top, a little bit of information. In 1912, a miracle of shipping appeared in the world, measured 270 meters in length and 28 meters in width, and a maximum speed of 24 knots. The largest and most luxurious liner, R.M.S. Titanic. She was built by Harland and Wolff, and she could offer passengers the most comfort and was considered unsinkable at the time. However, beyond people's imagination and comprehension, the maiden voyage of the ship's dreams ended in a nightmare while people were celebrating this masterpiece. On April 10, 1912, with 220 passengers, Titanic began her maiden voyage from Southampton to New York. But 4.5 days later, the world had changed. In an evening of April 14, 1912, while she voyaged to the Atlantic Ocean, a huge iceberg collided with this famous liner. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, within 3 hours, the great liner sank with 1,500 souls into the darkness. I will put up pictures of all the detailed steps. See, you've got step 1. And this is actually looking pretty good. It might actually look just as good as the photo. Assembly of the motor-driven parts, and you can see the batteries. I think it's 2 AAA batteries, not included. You can see the placement in the hull. The gears. Part 2, you assemble the deck. Pretty straightforward. Part 3 is assembly of the deck. More like A deck, B deck, promenade. Section 4 is the smoke towers and the continuation of the deck build. You can see the lifeboats. Step 5 is the assembly of the body. Bring this beautiful model together, and part 6 is the final assembly. There are placements. You can see the nameplate and the base, the anchor, and we'll see if there's thread for the rigging. Cut a section of surplus rim and heat, then pull it precisely 7 times and nicely pay. So I'm thinking that that's not the rigging, not thread anyway. And that's a look at the instructions. Pretty basic and straightforward. There's something else in here. I'm not quite sure what that is. I don't know what that says. There's 2 sides. I don't know if that's like a coupon or product information. Well, the hull is right in front of us, so let's take a look at the hull. You can see the hull is a little more than a foot. Well, maybe a 1.5 feet. Well, actually, why don't I actually measure it? Let's see. It's 15 inches long from the stern to the bow. And it's approximately 1 3/4 inches wide. So, 1/720 scale. You can see it's got some nice detailing for something that small. You can see the deck plates. You can see the cargo doors, or the doors on the side. And you can see some of the holes where some of the port windows were, the portholes were drilled or opened. But you can see there's a lot. Well, there's not really a ton of them on this model, but there are some that would have to be drilled out for maximum effect. Because you can see the box, it looks like they're all drilled out. Let's take a look at that awesome, beautiful bow. You can see where the anchors go. Third anchor in the front, all the way on the top. Again, it's pretty detailed. It should paint up nicely. I'm thinking, like, when I make this model, I'm going to want to make it as the Olympic. Because I showed you a 1/600 scale, I think, scale model of the Titanic that came with LEDs, and I want to make that the Britannic. And I think I'm going to make this one the Olympic. And I'm going to make her with, like, the camouflage. Again, you can see the stern. Showing you the inside where all the placement of the motor, the wires, the batteries. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I will put up pictures. You'll get a better sense. And you can see the holes where the propeller shafts will come out. You can see there's two posts in here, and I'm not sure if that's for the lighting or that's to support the superstructure. And you can see the part number is inside 08M054D. So that's on the inside. You'll be able to see it better in the photographs. All right, so that's the hull. Put that aside, and you got a nice base that comes with it. Kind of a nice basic stand for the ship. Rectangular shape. You got the two supports for the ship, and you got a name for the faceplate in black. And you got some, let's see, made in China, and it's got the parts number on the inside. So that's very nice. That's the base. Let's see. We come to our first package. And I guess if you want to put the name of the ship in Chinese, I'm assuming that that's what that is. You can. And you can see the detailed decals. You got that white starline pennant that goes on the back. You've got the British ship flag, and you've got the American ship flag. And what you can't see, I'm sure, the Titanic Liverpool. Now there's one that, let's see, it's facing the other direction, and it's just dark. It's a cardboard or a plastic cutout. So I can't see the other side of this. I don't know if it's in English on the other side. It's actually only in Chinese. So the name tag is only Chinese. I hope I don't have that upside down. No, I think that's the right way. But on the inside of this packet, you can see a lot of the details. You can see her rudder. I don't know if you can see the rudder right there. You can see some ladders for the smokestacks. Her anchors are right there. You can see two tiny little lifeboats over there. You can see the propellers. Let's And you can see the superstructure for the promenade deck on the top. And for a 1/720 scale model, this is it's really nice. The pieces look clean. They look crisp. You can see the bridge right there. And you can see the compass tower. I don't know if you can see that right there. A lot of the small pieces, they look nice and crisp, not much flask on them. Very tiny, so you'd have to be very careful when you take them off the screw. You can see the crane parts. So very nice. This is the white parts for the deck. And it's got the promenade deck on top and on the bottom. And for a lighted model, it's going to be very nice. All right, what else do we got? This one I opened just to make sure. Okay, and this one you can see actually has the deck. Let me take it out of the packaging for you so you can see the detail. So the main part of the deck on the top, you can see the grand staircase housing. So that's pretty nice. You can see the building where the smokestack is going to go on. Let me see, it might be, nope, that was the top side. You can see the funnels. Pretty nice. And let's see, this must be the promenade deck. You can see it's colored in like a tan. And this would be the front, the grand staircase in the front with the smoke tower locations, the smokestacks. You can see the stern piece. Again, this is pretty good detailing for such a small model. Give this a wash if you would wanted to. It should bring out the little planks. I don't know if you can see. I can't see if they're deck planks. They look like there might be. Might wash out really nice. And then detail paint the rest. Look pretty good. You can see the stern. You can see the benches. Right where the observation deck would go with the rear steering wheel. You can see the masts. Let me see right about there. And it's basically, you can see the section where the bridge is going to go on, where the cranes will go, and the hatch, the cargo hatch. And then you've got this piece. I'm not sure what that one will be for. There's some kind of a plate there. I don't know what these may be. I don't know where that might go. But that's this sprue. And then you have the tops of the smoke towers. So this one is pretty nice. Pretty nice detail in that sprue. Now we get to all the little goodies in the kit. And everything was all over the place, and I had put them in a small bag. So what I want to do is I'll take everything out. All right. The first thing I notice, and I want to show you guys, is that it comes with glue. Nice little model cement. And it's still squishy, so it's still good. That'll come in handy. The second thing I'm drawn to is the motor. And of course, it's the motor for the propellers. And there's something sticking to it. You can see where the leads will go. So that's going to be nice. Let's put the motor over there. And then I'm noticing the sections where you got the leads for the battery. So you got that section. You'd have another section. And I'll put up pictures because it'll be better for you to pause and look at. I'm trying to see my big clumsy fingers trying to get the shot in. And you got a nice little switch. You can see the 3 leads. I don't know if you're going to you probably won't use the 3. Usually it's 3 leads for the bottom of the switch if the switch is going to light up, but I doubt the switch is going to light. So next you've got some gears for the propellers. There's 2 on that shaft, and on this one you've got 1. And let's see, looks like you got some heat tubing. So you put the wires, you can put them together, tie them together, and heat it. Whereas it'd probably be a better idea to solder it. I would solder it just in case. I mean, you don't have to solder it because you're going to have to be able to get in to take the batteries off, so change the batteries. So it's probably not permanent, but I would just as soon solder it. I'm so used to it now anyway, it's not that big a deal. Here's a propeller shaft. And another propeller shaft. So what I'm thinking so far is there's not, the Titanic had 3 propellers. Let's see. Yep, the one in the middle doesn't rotate. So it's only the port and starboard propellers that will spin and not the one in the middle. You've got your positive and negative wires. And that brings us to the lighting kit. Here's the lighting kit. 2 small LED lights. It's not going to throw a ton of light, but in a dark room you will be able to see in the windows. And the final part of the kit is we got, let's see how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws and 1 small tiny little gear. And I'm not sure which shaft that came off of. And that's everything in a kit. And you can make the ship face whichever way you want. There's no designated part for the base. It's wherever you want to put it. So it can go right about there. And it's going to be a pretty good model when it's finished. When I make it, like I said, I'm going to make the R.M.S. Olympic. And I will drill out all the tiny holes. I think it'll look better. And again, I won't use a power drill on that because what happens is it gets hot, it'll melt the plastic, and then you'll get those huge raised areas on the inside because it gets heated up. I'll just take a small handheld one. And let's see, I might have one around to show you guys what I'm talking about. Yep, right here. Take one of these. This was only about $7 with shipping, but it gives you a lot of small drill bits, and you use it by hand, and you just go ahead and drill out the portholes. The little drills work pretty good, and it's a lot better. It won't overheat the plastic, and it won't damage it. And something with all these, you can see it'll be a lot easier to control because you just put a power drill and start drilling holes in. Yeah, it might be faster and easier for you to do, but you know, if you use the handheld one, you could be more precise on where you want to go and match the holes on the model perfectly. Because you still want it to look good. You don't want it to look like a toy that just drilled out the hull. You know, you want it to actually look like portholes. And that, my friends, if you were curious about this model kit from Kitech, you might have seen them on eBay, you might have seen them on Amazon, you might have seen them, you know, around. They have been out for a while. I don't know, is there a date on this? If I see a date, I will put it up for you and show you how old it is and how much it's been around, as well as the information for the their website. I'll probably put a link, if it's still available, the Kitech website, I'll put it in the description just to show you guys. And what I'll probably end up doing is, I was thinking about making a playlist. Instead of cramming all the videos that I have a different variety of interests. And I like to do videos on different subjects. So what I'm probably going to do is make a playlist of only the Titanic models that I have to show you. I've got a Minicraft one, a real nice one, museum quality deluxe model kit that I had gotten. I had actually gotten that before. I had gotten the trumpeter 1/200 scale, and of course the trumpeter absolutely blows everything away. And I got a little special treat for you guys. I recently purchased a lighting kit from Magic Works, I believe is the name off the top of my head, I can't remember, and it's actually the lighting kit to replace the lighting kit that's in the trumpeter, but it actually has the sound effects, and it has the dancing, the music, the effect, the ambiance of the ship. It's got little realistic little pieces to light around the smokestacks. I'm just ecstatic to be getting this. They have 3D printed parts for the lighting section, and the whole lighting section lights up the whole ship. It's actually got lights, running lights for the masts, and I was going to do that anyway, but they had already taken care of it, and I can't wait to show that to you guys when that comes in. That's going to be another video for another day, and this video is for the Kitech R.M.S. Titanic, the Queen of the Ocean. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you were curious on what was inside this box, I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to actually build it. I've got so many projects going right now. The latest thing that I've been working on for a while now is I want so desperately to start the trumpeter Titanic. But I'm still in a process of, let me show you, the Enterprise 1/350 scale refit. And it's so time consuming to put the masks on, the paint masks, and do the individual Aztec painting. I finished the secondary hull, and I'm working on the, let's see, starboard side, the nacelle. And when I'm done, I'm probably going to put a video up on just painting it, just the Aztecing, because I had to put the masks on the side, and then this one is finished, but I'm going to do the other one, and then I've got to put the halves together, and I've got to do the top, because that's going to be a whole other section to apply masks to. Once that's done, I will put up a video of what it's like to have to do the Aztec painting on these models, and I will do the video, and then I'll wire it, all the lights will go in, and I'll attach it to the secondary hull, and that'll probably be another video. But it's so time consuming, and it's so, you have to be in the right frame of mind to do this, because you put the masks on, you take off sections with tweezers. Sometimes when you blow the paint, it blows off some of the masks. It's just really, really tedious. And the Enterprise is the love of my life, and I don't want to mess it up. And this is going on a year and a half that I've been working on this model, because I'm doing I want it to look like it did on Star Trek The Motion Picture, and I'm doing all the lights and everything myself. So it's going to be a beautiful model when it's done, if it ever gets finished. But I can't wait to finish it, and I'll be making a video of that. The painting, Aztec painting purpose. So if you guys wanted to get the model and try your hand at the Aztec painting, I'll show you what's involved. So that, my friends, was this video for the R.M.S. Titanic 1/720 scale from Kitech. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as usual, I'll see you very, very soon with another collectible.